Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another part of Legend of the Blue Blur, where we go through every single song in chronological order of their release. That was a really fancy-looking intro that we're never going to get to see in animation style for in this series again. Unless something happens in the future, which I don't see happening. It's a shame. It looks really neat. Yeah, like, I tried getting the PC version for this game set up, but it was proven to be a hassle, and I had to jump through a bunch of hoops, and I was probably going to have to get some weird mod installed that was basically going to turn into a whole different game anyway. And it's like, it's going to be on GameCube. But it did me well for Shadow. So, I'm probably going to have this be a shorter video. I'm just going to have it be like part 0. Because there's a lot of stuff that I can do before I even actually get into the main game. Just if I want to check the settings, just sure, whatever. That's just something I do by default. And probably put on the defaulty one. Rumble is probably on. Yeah. Not that it would matter to me. But language setting. Oh, take a guess what language it's on. Game set or game data. We literally just made it. So. Theaters, cutscenes, audio, background music. Stream gear you obtained. Oh, take a guess how much of this we have. Look at all these we don't have. And record. Oh boy, look at this. I know, it's amazing. Hey, let's get going. Game start. So there is a bunch of settings in here. There's normal race, which is probably what most people are going to pick the first time they play just because it's the top one. Then you have story mode, which is weirdly not the top option, but yeah, I don't know. You do you. Tag in survival, which I'm probably not going to delve into much, if at all. Like, they're side modes. They're basically like the equivalent of the multiplayer things that have been in all the games so far. It's like, they're there. And the bane of my existence! I'll get to you another time. Oh, don't you worry, I will. Alright, so I'm back here at the title screen. We're probably not going to do a whole lot else in this one. I should also mention, I'm technically on a different save profile. I made a second one and briefly went through one of the stages. I didn't want it to count on the main playthrough, so that's why I made the second one. Just in case that ended up unlocking something, because I also want to show up the tutorial, because they hid it away. Where is it? It's in the theater. Go down here to the bottom. Yeah, I'm sure plenty of people didn't even know this exists. I didn't know this exists when I first played it. So yeah, here. Let's learn the basics of Sonic Riders. Sure, I should have knew this when I first played the game. Sonic Riders is a new type of racing game. Well, debatable, but okay. I mean, stuff like Arctic Thunder was already out at the time. You gain speed by riding on bonus turbulence, which is... Turbulence! Speaking of, turbulence also has other benefits. It's this wind-like effect you're seeing here. Take full advantage! I can barely keep up with this! Form tricks when you see the arrow! Basically, just go to the edge and press the jump button. Although I'm not even sure if the jump button's necessary. Sometimes it isn't. Definitely helps though. Air system in Sonic Riders. Press giant B to boost. Be careful, it consumes a lot of air. Use this on tight corners. Move to the right or left, depending on where you are. And then hold on right trigger. This allows you to navigate sharp turns effectively. Stop tornado when rivals are closing in. Which you can see there on the HUD down there. That's what they're trying to show you there. You just hit the 2 triggers. Try and trap them momentarily. But don't use it too often, or boost, because you'll run out of air. That'd be terrible. Try to avoid running out of air. Perform tricks! Gain air using A to your advantage. Release the button at the right time on trick ramps and jump. Also of note is the direction you're holding, if they don't mention that here. The trick ring depends on how many tricks you have. So, right across the starting line, just as the countdown is complete. Type skills. Speed type. Jump using A and then press A again to land on a rail. Just hit the button right as you're on top of it. It's kind of hard to get the timing down. Once you do, you'll have it. Use up and down to boost yourself in the air. I really don't like this one. Knock down obstacles on the track. That one's self-explanatory. You don't have to hit any extra buttons or anything. It just happens. Now, are you ready? Get ready for the challenge. Let the race begin. I don't know why that's in red. It's like, I kind of cut off at one part, which was the tricks part. Basically, like, you have to hold down the up or down, depending on the ramp. Generally, if it's a more horizontal slant, then forward, but if it's more vertical, and you're clearly supposed to go up on it, then you hold back. Yeah, like, I'll explain more of this when we start this whole thing proper. I just wanted to have a shorter video that could basically just have the tutorial and have some basic things. So, I did tease it earlier, so I might as well show it. Like, because I'm on a different save too, I can go in here too and show the shop. Purchase new extreme gear for rings, where you have this weird Chow thing. Welcome to Gear Exchange in Dark World. I'm sorry, what Dark World? You can buy the gear with your rings. Why did you just say Black Market? It even says Black Market there in the background. Just say Black Market. One buy. I can't afford any of these because I'm pretty sure Hype Booster is the cheapest one here. You know, like you have a bunch of options to go through, and it is something that gets really expensive after a point. Unfortunately, like, this is not all of them. Like, there's more that get unlocked in the shop. And as you can see down there too with the characters, yeah, we don't even have half of them yet. So if I'm correct, the one on the far right that's grayed out, I think that's Eggman, and he gets unlocked at the end of all the story mode stuff. A bunch of the ones on the bottom row get unlocked in story too, although not all of them. Some of them get unlocked, I'm trying to remember, like it's either World Pre or missions. I want to say missions. And I'm going to do it all anyway. So, there is something of a catch here that this doesn't fully show, which is 2,500 rings doesn't sound that bad. But here's the kicker. Every race in this game caps you at a maximum of 100 rings. So that 99 I had, that was only one ring away from the maximum. If you get more than that, collecting more rings doesn't overkick or go to your total or anything. It's just, you got 100 rings, good job. That's it. That's all you can get. So, when it says 2,500, that basically means you not only have to do 25 races, but you have to do 25 races with the maximum amount of rings in the stage every single time. Which can be an absolute nightmare. Especially if you end up getting attacked, because like with any other Sonic game, when you get attacked, you lose all your rings. This is basically the sole reason why I gave the Riders Trilogy its own playlist, by the way. But speaking of, there will be a link for all that in the description, as I usually do whenever I have new playlists for Lob stuff. So, yeah, sorry, I just need to rant there, because we're going to be at this for a while. And again, like that 25 races thing, that's one race. Or sorry, not one race, it's one gear. This is nowhere near the most expensive. Like, I think there's one that's like 8,000, for instance. And that one's like, yeah, 8,000. That's 80 races. Perfect. Not much. There are a few methods that can help mitigate this a little bit. Like, you can do the Grand Prix, and then you'll get a prize pool of rings. Although, even then, I think like the max pool you can get out of that is 1,000. Which is good, but 1,000 is still only 10 races worth, which, yeah, again, like, it's good, but it's not that good. It's not gonna make this suddenly bearable. And then there is stuff like the story mission mode, which will add to our ring total too, but again, it's not gonna make the difference. But we're gonna be at this for the long haul. Yeah, so anyway, we're probably not going to worry about this sword too much for a while anyway, because story mode, and I think mission mode too, locks you into specific gear types. So, I'm probably not going to care too much until then. So, until next time, thank you all for watching our this little part 0 here. Next time, I get to suffer. And you're coming with me when we begin story mode. Until then, take care, stay safe, and have a good one. Goodbye for now.